Two teams that may feel sort of backed into a corner and meet on Sunday in Carolina when the Dallas Cowboys come to town to take on the Carolina Panthers. BETDAQ currently has Dallas installed as a 1-point favorite in this game, 45.5 the total. Cowboys, of course, coming off that tough loss last week on the road in Baltimore. They really outplayed the Ravens throughout most of that game, won the stats like they like to say, but they lost the game, so they lost the only stat that matters. That puts the Cowboys at 2-3 on the year. This is a dangerous part of their season. If they lose the next couple of games, they're going to really dig themselves a hole that they might not be able to dig themselves out of, because we know the NFC East is a tough division. Carolina is already in a significant hole, and if they don't win this game this Sunday, their season could totally spiral out of control. This was a Carolina team. There was a lot of positivity and optimism surrounding this team coming into the season. They had a good explosive offense last year, led, of course, by rookie quarterback Cam Newton. Newton has really struggled, and this is his second season. Not only has he struggled with his on-the-field play, but you hear all these questions now about Newton that you never heard last year. Is he working hard enough? Is he mature enough to be a starting quarterback in the NFL? Does he have a winner's attitude? All these questions being asked over the last few weeks. So Cam Newton is being questioned right now more than he ever has in his career, period. I mean, aside from the off-the-field stuff in college with the pay-for-play stuff, throughout Cam Newton's football career, high school, college, into the NFL, no one's ever really questioned what he's done on the field until right now. So we'll see how he responds to that. We'll see how these Carolina Panthers respond. They've lost their last 2 home games. They did have a bye last week, so an excellent opportunity to sort of regroup and get it together. When you look at the Panthers so far this season, not a whole lot of bright spots. 23rd in the league in total offense, 23rd in the league in total defense. They've just been an all-around bad team. On paper, Dallas, a much better team. The Cowboys, number 2 in the league in total defense, and something that hasn't been talked about so far with this Dallas Cowboys team, maybe because they have a losing record, so you don't talk about a whole lot of positives with teams who have losing records, but the secondary in Dallas, which was the big question mark last year, really their Achilles heel. Question mark. It wasn't a question mark. It was their Achilles heel. It was what held the team back last year. They could not stop opponents' passing offenses. But the changes they made this offseason, bringing in free agent cornerback Brandon Carr from Kansas City, drafting Morris Claiborne, the cornerback from LSU, in the top 10 of the draft, those have paid immediate dividends. Dallas, number 1 in the league in pass defense right now, only giving up 181 pass yards per game. So this is going to be a tough test for Cam Newton. We'll see if he can respond at home and silence some of the critics. Now, I do think Dallas is a better team here. I do lean towards the Cowboys in this spot. However, I think Carolina is an extremely dangerous team in this situation. They're a little bit better, I think, their record would indicate. 1-4. I don't think Carolina is a good team, and I was one of the few people coming into the season. I did not have high hopes for Carolina. They were 6-10 team last year, and I just didn't see why a whole lot of people were making the jump. We're thinking, well, a 6-10 team last year, they're going to be a playoff type team this year. I just didn't see why a whole lot of people were putting that on Carolina this year, but I don't think they're one of the worst teams in the league. And a lot of people, after the last couple of weeks, a lot of people saying maybe Carolina is one of the worst teams in the league. I think they might be the proverbial wounded animal in this spot. You look at Dallas, a terribly inconsistent team. Dallas, a really unreliable team from a bettor's perspective. Their last 8 games versus losing teams, Dallas only 1-7 against the spread. So Dallas has not been reliable when facing good teams. Cowboys really a better team to back when they're facing an upper echelon team, when they're facing a really good team. So I do think Dallas is a better team. I do expect them to win this game. But because those reasons I just laid out, I do think I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines and watching this game. However, best of luck to you if you try to do something. Again, 45.5 the total. That might be a little low. Maybe the over, a bet worth considering here. Even though Dallas has a good defense this year, Carolina has shown a lot of explosiveness on offense over the last couple of seasons. Remember, last year, top 10 in the league in total offense, and they really had the same personnel this year. So Carolina, I feel, could sort of explode on offense any week. Carolina has a bad defense, and Dallas has an excellent offense, so the Cowboys should have no trouble moving the ball. So over 45.5 might be a bet worth considering here. But as I said, I think I'm going to stay on the sidelines here and watch this crucial NFC game for both these teams.